Hey guys, Sean here with OneStopSportsInvestors.com, and today I'm going to be talking about how to win with Sports Betting Professor, which is one of the hottest sports betting programs out there on the internet today. Before I get started with that, I just wanted to let you know I am giving away a free report, Sports Investing Secrets, how to turn $1,000 into over $1 million in less than 5 years betting on sports. You can grab yourself a free copy after the video at visiting my site, OneStopSportsInvestors.com. You see that address there at the top. But what we're talking about today is how to really win with Sports Betting Professor. Now, for some of you that are already familiar with this program, you'll know that it does work on a three-step system. If you haven't checked out my other videos, I do a complete review on the Sports Betting Professor, exactly what it contains, or you can go visit the website, and the address is at the bottom there, onestopsportsinvestors.com/sbp.php, and you can see the full details of sort of that program there and visit the site there. But what I want to talk about is how to actually win with this program, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So, why do most people fail with Sports Betting Professor? And there's really two main reasons why this happens. One is greed and the fact that they're betting too much per series. Okay, so to be successful with this, you actually need to be able to manage your bankroll correctly, and you need to have discipline with this program. And if you can follow those simple steps, then you're going to see some serious results from this program. So everyone wants to know, well, how much should we be betting per series? Okay, and this may shock you because you see a lot of people, let's say they're starting out with $1,000 and they're like, well, I want to make $100 per series and so on. Well, that's just too much, and unfortunately. So what I personally use and personally recommend is anywhere from 2 to 4% only. And this may shock you. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it limits the risk on your bankroll, and it maximizes your returns. I'm going to show you that in a second based on the actual results that this program has produced over the last 3 years in the NFL and the NBA. So let's look at the results from the last 3 years. And remember, these are on series wins. It's a three-step series, meaning that you make your first bet, and then if you lose that one, your second bet is actually to recoup your first bet as well as make the intended profit. And then the third bet, if you lost that one, then the third bet would be to recoup the 2 losses from bets 1 and 2, and to show your profit there. So just to let you know, it works on a series like that. Each loss actually translates into 7.7 wins, because you add in the juice that the sportsbook takes on your losses, which is usually about 10%. So each actual loss is worth 7.7 wins. But with that being said, you can still see the profit potential from here and the power of this system here. So here are the results from the last 3 years for the NFL and the NBA. What that translates into is actually a 3-year combined record of 339 wins and 20 losses, which translates into a win rate of 94.4%. Now, if you visit the website, and you can do that by going to onestopsportsinvestors.com/sbp.php, he actually advertises a win rate of 90%, but in reality, over the last 3 years, he's actually experienced a 94.4% win rate. So let's just sort of break down the numbers here, how that would have worked if you were to been a part of this system for the last 3 years. Well, basically your total betting series opportunities would have been 359. Total series wins would have been 339. You can see that at the top there. And then your total series losses, which actually were 20. Now, I told you that each loss translates into 7.7 wins. So you take that 20 multiplied by the 7.7, you come up with 154 losses there. So you got your actual real record, if you want to break it down, is 339 and 154. But what this really translates into net series wins is 185 net series wins. Now, if you were to use the 2% model, then that would be a 370% increase on your initial bankroll. A 3% model was 555, and 4% was 740% returns on your initial investment, which I don't know about you guys, but I'm not getting these type of returns from the bank or in the market or anywhere else, to be honest with you. So let's and then a little bit lower, we're going to say what's the average season increase, which at the 2% you actually increased your bank by 62%. The average season increase is 92.5% at the 3% one, and at the 4% you increased it by 123%, which is absolutely phenomenal if we're basing this on a season there. So what does this mean for monetary wise? Well, a $20 better would have been up almost $4,000. A $50 better would have been up almost $10,000. A $100 better is up over $18,000, and a $500 better is up over $92,000 in a very, very short amount of time, just under 3 years. But what I really want to show here is what would have happened. This is based off basically keeping your bets always the same, but I just want to show you what actually would have happened if you would have compounded your returns and really built this thing up, and that's where it really gets exciting. So for this example, I'm going to show you, I'm going to assume that you started out with, let's say, $1,000 bankroll, okay? And because I showed you the different numbers for the 2% up to 4%, I'm going to go right in the middle for this example and actually use a 3% increase or betting amount of 3%, using the 3% in here. So we know that off the previous results, that was an average of 92.5% increase per season, and then the compound frequency is actually going to be per season. So at the end of the NFL season, you're going to reevaluate your amounts based on getting ready for the NBA season and so on. So here's how it would look based off that. At the end of the 2006 season, well, with a 92.5% increase on your $1,000, well, you would have been sitting with $1,925. So for the NBA season, instead of basing your 3% betting amounts off $1,000, now you're going to bet it base it off $1,925. So it increases your betting amounts by 92.5% as well. So if you can see how this would have done compounded, sticking with the same amount there. Sorry, that I don't know why that came up there. Sticking with the same amount, you would have seen that you would have increased the amount by your initial $1,000 could have been, after 3 years, compounding this way, would have been up over almost $51,000 in a very, very short time, just under 3 years, and that's without you having to reinvest any more money into your bankroll. That was just taking your bankroll, letting the profits sort of putting the profits back into the business, and then letting the compound interest sort of take over and let it sort of build from there. So that's a pretty, if you guys aren't excited about that, then I don't know what will get you excited, but that's a really short time. You take that $50,000, now you're increasing your bets amount for the following season, and you can just keep doing that process until you're at a comfortable level where you can start taking some money out. So let's see how it looks like with the numbers there again. 359. Like nothing changed there. The series amounts were the same. The betting opportunities were the same. The net series wins were all the same. Everything was the same. The only difference is your actual total increase was, instead of 555%, you would have had almost a 5,000% increase, and your average season increase would have been almost 500%, which is phenomenal there. So anyway, hope this gets you guys excited. If you want to get started, again, the address is on the bottom: onestopsportsinvestors.com/sbp.php. Grab a copy there. I know Rich, at the time of this recording, is actually giving 30 days away for an incredible low price of just $5. So he's giving 30 days away of his winning picks for only $5. You can test it out for yourself by visiting that website. And if you haven't already, onestopsportsinvestors.com. Grab yourself a copy of that free report. Really shows you how to invest in sports as opposed to gamble with them there. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon.